Hello, everybody! Welcome to the original, the longest standing Italian Pasta Grand Prix. It is none other than the beautiful Autodromo di Internazionale di Monza, here for CRF Tier 3's Italian Grand Prix. We're slowly approaching the halfway mark, but if Silverstone was anything to go by, and the great fight between the Mercedes of John Pyde and the McLaren of Turbo Sphinx, then honestly, we all could be in for an absolute treat here today. My name is Marlborough, back from the classic deadly thing called The Cold, ready to provide you the vocal guide to serve this insane and hopefully amazing match. Thank you so much! You all are really dedicated today, that is amazing! Question in the chat below, what are you eating for dinner tonight? I really hope it's something Italian, or sounding Italian. Best answer will get a mention at the end of the stream. Well, as the McLaren of Vickers is the first one to go out then, we had a pretty good race in Britain, from what I have seen. I think overall it was entertaining, unless if any drivers or neutral bystanders would agree with me on this one. But we are now at the Autodromo di Internazionale Monza, and telling you Monza's got a very high safety car rate. It's narrow, and it's very, very fast, so prioritising the straight line is going to be key. I apologise if there's any interferences throughout the stream. I am looking after two lovely little doggies named Kizzy and Rennie. So, if it turns out they start barking because it is still fireworks celebrations, or you can hear jazz in the background on my Alexa to calm them down, I do apologise. It's copyright-free sponsors. Don't you? In the McLaren, sorry, I should say, to settle out time. Charging down at a very good 260 miles an hour. There's a yellow flag. We're just carving each other through at this stage. Raptors has left the session temporarily. I'm sure they'll get resolved soon. But in the meantime, Vickers is charging at a very good speed here. Comes the McLaren. Coming at a really revving on the gear, but you've got to shift up quickly around Monza. Let's see how Vickers does. Coming through the section. Apologies if you're all a little bit confused. I'm going to audibly describe what's going on whilst the internet's a little bit tooey on our camera guy. Lovely Dave the Raptor, as always, our wonderful camera guy behind the scenes at Tier 3, is having a few technical issues. So I'm going to describe what's going on the best I can. But as you can see, McLaren flying through one of the many straights. I'm going to call this one the Lenovo straight because it's sponsored by Lenovo. In the game, and a nice, interesting apex. It is a purple sector 2 so far, but not so confident there through the chicane. Coming down the final corner before we reach the legendary, I think this is Parabolica. I hope the name's Parabolica. I'm not very good with names, I'll be really honest, but come through the final corner. Vic is going to set the opening gambit at a 1 minute 20.1. Pretty good without slipstream. Let's see what his teammate and an AlphaTauri are up to. Turbo Sphinx is going to come across the line. The AlphaTauri's built in. It's a 1:19.8 with slipstream. That's a very representative time. Then we've got the Haas coming up of, I believe, Keenon. Let's see what they can do. Got using all the power on this lap. It's a 1:20.0. Very good without the slipstream. Then it's the other AlphaTauri of, oh, actually, Jack has actually gone into the wall with a cheeky reset there. I'm sure being investigated by the students, but Ken Dog Caradog goes pole with a 19.7 engine. This is an incredible lap. We're going to stay with him temporarily as cars come across the line. We've got the Alpine Labrat Dan in 5th place, provisionally speaking. We've then got someone who's about to start a run. I think it's a Mercedes. We've got MJW, I think, an Apex Cap on warm-up runs, I think, as Dave has just joined back. Thank you, Dave. You're all wonderful as always. Elias in 5th place there with a 1:20.5. And Labrat down provisionally set to the 20.5, sorry. Oh wait, Elias is the 20.3. Labrat down 20.5. Sorry about that one, ladies and gentlemen. Apex Capers, I think he's just on a warm-up run with a 1:37.5. I'm sure they're going to go faster. Same with MJW, our wonderful manager of this tier. Is, I'm sure, it's on a warm-up run. I'm sure they're saving the real potential. Andy Ring set a 1:22, but invalidated their track lap times. So that would put them approximately 9th, I should say. So there we go. We have got, who's the next car about to start a run? I think it's a blue dot, which is a Red Bull. That's Durgos. So I'm looking for a car who's on a run. Keenon is going to come in. I think it's going to be the Mercedes. I believe of the Iceman. There's a 53.5 through the second sector, so it's a pretty respectable run here. Coming through the final corner goes the Mercedes to the checkered flag. It's a 20.2. Good opening gambit there from the Mercedes, as apparently especially as Apex Capes has done their warm-up lap and has benefited amazingly with good slipstream work and is able to set a 1:19.680 as the provisional fastest lap. We're just about to approach the halfway mark of the session. Meanwhile, Andy, actually we've got some fast times. MJW improved by a whopping 20 seconds to set a 21.6, and Andy Wren just crossed the line in the background. Durgos Vaps retire and will be starting last here. So the Red Bull, either it could be tactically because you get to dodge all the turn 1 chaos. Remember, the HRT of Vitantonio Liuzzi taking out everybody in 2011 in the real-life Italian Grand Prix, if you need to understand how dangerous turn 1 can be. And 2, and yeah, 1 and 2. So maybe a smart move by Durgos, we'll have to wait and see. Next car to cross the line, I believe, was Wesboy, who has set of 49, so it's on a kind of a warmer lap. Okay, then the next car is the Alfa Romeo. MJW has got enough pace. They found a few tenths coming through the final sectors, and they're going to come around the line. The number 28 Alfa Romeo is coming to the line. What's the British driver going to set? Not much battery left. It's an improvement in lap time, but not enough in position at the moment, sadly, for the 21.216. Next up is a Mercedes, I think. John Pide is on an outlap. We'll keep our eyes on them. We've got an Aston Martin of Syndical about to start their lap. We've then got, I think it's a Williams. I'm trying, but they've validated their run, so they're going to come to the pits. The Mercedes is about to start their run. Right, we've got Hola Turbo Spins. It's lovely to see you today. Virtual World. Hey guys, anyone remember me? Honestly, Virtual World? No. Sorry, I just didn't remember you. Nothing personal, just haven't seen you comment before. Bring back Sir? I don't know what Sir you're referring to. I can't just magically bring people back in. I'm afraid you're going to be stuck with me, Marlborough, throughout the rest of the next 2 hours, so if you ever feel like it's too much, you can always pop me on a little bit of the mute action. If that's what you want to do, fair enough, I understand that entirely. We've got no changes time-wise of positions, except the only ones I forgot to probably say was... Oh no, I think I've mentioned everybody. Sorry if I didn't mention you on the first run. The Toe of Dreams Apex, but hey, you're on pole position and every little helps. To quote a Tesco store quote there. So Turbo is about to start their flying run. The next driver I think to cross the line is going to be the Iceman, actually, that I found. They've got about a 10th. Syndical has jumped to pole position with a 19.6. And coming across the line is the Mercedes. The Iceman has improved up to 8th place with a 20.1. We've then got a Ferrari. I think it's Jack about to set a lap time. Yes, they are coming through the final corners. Yes, they are going to run. Got a tow from their teammate. It's 8th place with a 20.0. I think the Wolves got to start their flying lap now. There's a yellow flag, but cars letting each other through. There's the other Aston Martin of Ebwan. I believe it's Ebwan. Quote me if I'm wrong. I do apologise. I'm not good with names. But Ebwan moves to 14th there with a 15 with a 20.9, as Pius has set a 20.795. With only the Williams left to set a run as Durgos retired. So the next car coming around is the McLaren, I believe. This is Turbo, one of the high flyers in the championship. So far, it's about to set the time. They found a good couple of tenths here. It's on to pole position by 3 tenths gain with a 19.4. Brilliant lap from the McLaren. Simply lovely. I think they'd have to agree with that one. We've got not Syndical on a run. The next fast run is a Mercedes somewhere, and I believe it's Iceman once again, but they have invalidated and come to the pits. I think it's then going to be the Ferrari of Wolves, who's gained about 4/10 on their previous qualifying run. The number 3 Ferrari is rolling through the final corner. And coming to the start-finish line, it's a 1:19.7 there. Brilliant stuff from the Ferrari. They are up into 4th place. Fantastic work. We've then got the Mercedes. It looks like John Pine's going to start a flying run. The next car coming round the final corner is West Boy. A little bit lower than the heights of Austria so far, but it's not where you start so much, it's not where you finish in a Grand Prix. There's no points for a Saturday, at least currently, and it's a good lap time, a solid nearly 2/10 improvement, and West Boy is up into 11th place. Then we've got a Red Bull of what it is going to be Apex Capes starting their flying run. I think an Alpine of... and no, it's not an Alpine. Which dot is it? Hold on, I do apologise. There are... it was Labrat Dan, who is about to start their flying run, so that's amazing to see. Anybody on a push run, or can we read some of the Twitch chat, which currently there's none of? Let's have a look. No, Pius is committed. So currently, as it stands, with just about 6 minutes to go, it is Turbo Spinks on pole position there, with Syndical in 2nd place. And Apex Capes in 3rd. But honourable mentions have to go to It's Wolves, who's in 4th, John Pine in 5th, and Ken Dog Caradog in 6th. Really showing how close this field is today in Tier 3 and how great the racing is. Knowing the fact the top 6 are only separated by about 3/10. It's great stuff to see. Right, so we've got an Alfa Romeo on a run. I think it's not West, it would have been West Boy, but they've invalidated. Here comes Labrat Dan. They found about 3/10 in fairness to them with the first 2 sectors, thanks to the toe of Apex Capes. Let's see what the Alpine can do. Coming around the final corner, pedal to the metal. Let's see what they can do. Very good lap time. No positions gained sadly for them, but they're very close to taking at least 2 spots as Labrat Dan sets a 20.3. Apex Capes about to start their final run. We've got the other... is it the other Alpine? I think it is. Of Andy Ring. About to start come to the end of their run. Pushing really hard at the Alpines, trying not to be, stuck in the midfield. Nor at the back. They want to be ideally next to each other so that they can coordinate a good, safe turn 1. Because if you can work together to reduce chaos, then that's going to help you a lot if you don't sustain damage on lap 1. And indeed they're on course to do that, with Andy Ring qualifying just a little bit behind the teammate there. Teammate of a 20.5. Thank you, Virtual World. Thank you for the amazing compliment. That really has made my day. Honestly, it's amazing. Thank you so much. As you can tell, I don't know many things. I don't assume, I just make my assumptions, and if they're wrong, I'm more than happy for you to point it out. Was 3/10 up at Upper Bottles? I'm sorry, Henkin. I don't know there's no Henkin on the time leaderboard, but whichever user you are, I'm so sorry for your loss. You've still got time to set another run. Right. Well, the field's a little bit quiet then. I think we've got... who's going to be your predictions? Iceman's found about 2/10 from the first 2 sectors, but let's put down some predictions. Who do you think's going to win this Grand Prix? My money? Ooh, I have honestly got no clue, because it's really going to come down to turn 1, and when. I'm not even saying it. When the safety car comes out. As we saw in Tier 1, there was a safety car. In the other leagues I've researched, there have been multiple safety cars across their races, across all tiers. Iceman comes across the line, 7th place there, up by 2/10. Very good stuff on the Mercedes. Actually, he's going to start right behind his teammate, so there he can coordinate somewhat. Through, I think the McLaren's about to start a run. Yes, Turbo's on the outlet of their life. I think the first car we're going to follow, cameraman, the lovely Dave, is who's on a push run. Who's the furthest to be on a push? Never mind that, because Ken Dog Caradog has gone faster than them all by 300ths of a second. The Alpha Tauri, inspired by their real life form, has gone on to provisional pole position with 3 minutes to spare. And if they've got the tyres for it, have got enough time to do one more run. Brilliant stuff from the Ken dog, being the ultimate Carrot dog. Right, who is on a run we need to be aware of? Let's see what Turbo Sphinx is going to do. How much? Oh, running a bit wide there, out of the right-hander. And that's going to cost their time. There's a little bit of choking going on. We don't like choking, we don't condone it. But even with the wobble, like a true champion, the number 25 McLaren has been able to dark trace over the problem and keep themselves okay with a kiss at the end, because they've still found a 10th through the second sector. This would be enough for pole. Let's see, they're going to come through Parabolica now. There's an Alfa Romeo, they should bail out of the way. Actually using the Alfa Romeo for a good old tow, but coming to the line comes the McLaren. It is provisional pole with 119.3. Brilliant stuff there from Turbo, and I'm sure they'll be happy with that. Caradog has found a little bit more time, but they're going to opt to pit in. It does make sense. There's not enough time to really make a run. Iceman, who's on a run, Chai and Eben has found a good 10th there, 51st sector, and Twy, I think it's Twy, has set their first lap time of the session to 20.8 sadly. Meanwhile, Eben is the first, I think he's the most furthest person on the track to start a run. Yes, they are, because I don't think Turbo is. Right, so we'll go on board with Eben then, in the Aston Martin. Doing a good job, finding a couple of 10ths again, finding a good 10th here. This could approximately shuffle them up to maybe 16th place, if they can clear a row of cars. Bearing in mind Monza, it's going to be really about sitting in the slipstream, so yeah, it's a tough one when you're at the back, because if you're at the back, yes, you dodge the carnage, but you're going to be stuck behind a couple of cars, and if they're slower than you, and if they have a mistake, it's compromised to a race. So Evan comes across the line, good lap time, got a couple of positions, 16th place there, and I'm sure they'll be proud of that. They could even take about another 2 cars if they can find a bit more time, or enough time to start another run. They could find it, I should say. Right, we've got some times coming in. Who is... everybody's starting allowed. Okay, we're going to have the chaos bit now. Here we come. Iceman has invalidated their run. I think it's McLaren next of Vickers, who's a little bit slow. Turbo is going to come across the line. Evans retired from the session there. I'm not sure what's happened to the Aston Martin, but Turbo's about to start their final run now. Next up with the Alpha Tauri on Aston Martin, I think, of Syndical. They're on an outrun. And we've got the Alpine behind, so there's a bit of towmanship going on. Let's see, yes there is. Laprat Dan jumps up to 12th place. Unless they've got enough fuel, they're not going to have enough power to do another run, sadly, for the Alpine, realistically, but we don't know. Then comes the Ferrari of Jack. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me while I turn down the music, so... it shouldn't be a problem, it's royalty free, but just so I can focus. We've got Jack starting their final run. Got the Iceman, who could not do better than 8th. Ken Dog, Caradog couldn't improve with it and lost about 3/10 on their final lap compared to their best. Iceman was only 1,000th off improvement. Honestly, I feel so much for you, man. I feel so much. MJW found a lot of time, but invalidated there. That's a massive shame. We've got his teammate Westboy. Actually, no, not West Boy. What am I talking about? Who's just crossed the line? Quignon and Chwy, both climbing up the order massively. Chwy 3,000 faster than Quignon! This is insane racing. Absolutely mental. Oh, by the way, there's a slight graphical glitch on my end, but it is still been 3,000s. Right, MJ, there's somebody jumped up. It is the Iceman, who has dropped down to 9th, because Westboy found 6/10 and climbed up to 5th. Wolves is up into 6th place. Apex Capes is in 4th. Syndical has just crossed the line in 3rd. But let's see what happens. Pius is pitting. John Pide is going to find a couple of time. It is enough as Jack goes on to pole. Let's see if he can stay there. It looks like it. Jack's on pole with a 119.2. John Pide's in 6th with a 119.7. Elias and Vickers and Labrak Dan. Labrak Dan has invalidated a run. Adrian is not setting a time, so unless if Elias can pull this up to not, Jack 1, 2, 3 made it as easy as A, B, C, and got on to pole position in the number 88 Ferrari Oh, that must feel good, getting a pole in a Ferrari at Monza, living the best life in the wonderful Monza Carlos Sainz livery. Great job by Jack to secure pole position there, with Turbo Spinks in second, Kendall Caradog in third, Syndical in fourth, Apex Capes in fifth, John finding about over 4/10 on their final run, nearly half a second there in fifth, John Pide in sixth, West Boy, great final lap to climb up to 7th place. It's Wolves in 8th, Elias in 9th, Iceman 10th, Pius 11th, Chwai 12th, Quignon, who found about 2/10 on their final run at 13th, Vickers 14th, Labrat down 15th, Andy Ring 16th, MJW 17th, Eban, who I think retired on the circuit. I don't want to, throw any shade at anyone, but I think they retired on the track. And then it is Durgos Vat, the Peruvian driver, will start last with the other Williams. Hold on, I will just find that Williams. And Adrian, the Welsh Dragon, in 19th place. Hold on, let me just get on the instance for the stewards, just in case somebody complains about something. Great job, everybody. That was a thoroughly entertaining qualifying. And now, in about 5 minutes' time, we should be going for the race. Let's read some of the chat in the meantime. Apex Capes says 19-1! Oh, bro, I am absolutely so sorry for you, dude. But hey, at least you got the pace, right? At least you've got the pace. Same Keenan. You both have the pace to be at the front. I mean, the top 10 is literally covered by 6/10. Like, this race could seriously be won by, like, half the grid. And the podium, I think everybody's in for a shout. Seriously, because you never know what happens. Really? On the final corner? How come? Was it a bit of, what's the word? Wheel spin? Was it not enough turning entry, perhaps? Was it a bit too much oversteer, Jack? But that is a brilliant, brilliant run. Indeed, Turbo. Good luck to everybody. Drivers, if you do want to share what the weather is, that would be lovely. We're not going to force you to, but it looks dry. Ah, fair. Fair. If you're onto a winner, you don't need to risk it for the digestive biscuit. I totally understand that. I totally do. Thank you so much to our sponsors, such as Xstack, the Pit Lane Prince. The Pit Lane Prince, and we've got a couple other sponsors, including 3D Wrap. I hope it's Wrap. I've got it on vertical mode, so sorry if I said the company name wrong. But we're about to go to the 5 red lights for the start of the Italian Grand Prix. Lights out, away we rumble. It's a good start for the McLaren. Off the line, got the better traction down. Are the cars going to make it clean? Please, we don't want any Liuzzi's. Oh, bit of argy-bargy. Oh, Wolves cut the track. Oh, this is a howler from the Ferrari there. But Turbo is in the lead. Pius has got penalties. Chaos has ensued on the racetrack. Oh, chaos. Is it a VSC? It's a VSC. Let's quickly catch our breath then. Right, safety car, safety car. Oh dear. Oh dear. Uh-oh, spaghettios. Right, let's take a look. So, Turbo's fine in the lead. Jack's fine in second. Syndical is fine in third. Sorry if I'm doing this very... I just want to check for front wings and kind of provide my commentary on the matter. Right, Syndical's fine. Kendall Caradog in fourth. Lost position there, but they seem to be okay. Yeah, they're fine. Apex Capes, I can't tell, but they're in fifth. Westboy climbed a position in sixth. John Pide in seventh. Looks okay. Elias is fine. Iceman is fine. And Chwai is fine. From 8th and 9th, respectively. Durgos has retired. So that's not good. It's been a weekend. I'm sure the Red Bull want to put in the bin. Pius is okay in 11th. Quignon is fine in 12th. Labrat down is fine in 13th. We've got Andy Ring fine in 14th. MJW fine in 15th. Adrian fine in 16th. Eban 17th. Vic is 18th. So it's Wolves. So Wolves and maybe... Wait, Durgos couldn't have collided with Wolves because they were so far behind. Yeah, so let's see. So Pias has got a penalty for something, but no damage as their pit lane mechanics became mannequins for a short period of time. Right, so Wolves got damage and has dropped 11 positions. They're going to go on the mediums. So, let's read your chat, everybody. Anguished Space. Well, no Dion likes chicken this race, no reserve spots. Yes, it is, it's a shame, I'm sure, but Dion likes his chicken, and I'm sure he's going to be tucking into a massive, massive pile of chicken, and if it's bigger than the amount I had this evening, and in my wonderful, lovely burger at lunchtime, then he's doing something right with his life. Unless, of course, you want to go down the route of veganism, which is absolutely cool, and all other alternative diets are entirely acceptable as well. Right. So, let's look at the tyres then. Everybody's running. So, this is the news to me. Obviously, I've just had the main graphic on because it all happened so fast. Turbo's on the mediums, Jack's on the mediums, Syndic on the mediums, Kendog mediums, Apex Capers mediums, John Pride mediums, Westboy on the softs, Elias on the softs, Iceman on the mediums, Twy on the mediums, Keenan on the mediums, Labrat, Dan on the mediums, Andy Ring on the hards, MJW on the mediums, Adrian on the softs, Ban on the softs, Vickers on the hards, all from lap 1, Pius and Wolves just pitted for mediums. I was talking about chicken because Dion likes chicken. Because I had the most amazing burger. I would name the place, but I don't want to be found out if that's okay with everybody. But it was an absolutely scrumptious double beef burger, absolutely delightful for my tummy. So I just want to just highlight how amazing it can be food, because food is very important. Otherwise, we don't eat it, we die. It's that simple. Right, looks like Wolves pitted again, so it looks like they've changed strategy, which is a wise decision. I wonder if the hards could go to the end, because according to our in-game research, and I do mean logging in 5 minutes before I had to set up the commentary, the game estimates that hards could realistically get to about 50% at 18 laps. Let's say the safety car's another 1 or 2, so 19-20. So that means that Wolves are going to struggle, and I think personally, given the high safety car rate, the mediums may have been better. Is my mic acting up? Can you all hear me fine? If it's acting up, just let me know. I don't want to put it on my ears because all the fabric on the outside's actually crumbling off, and I don't want to get lodged ears if like bits of foam and all that in my ears. If that's okay with everybody, I have also got some music on in the background that's copyright free, so that my dogs can kind of get through bonfire night. If that's okay with everybody, right? It's like crumbling the whole time. Oh, crumbling. Yeah, up in my ears, that's what. Oh, it's in this lap. Okay, I was going to go for it, but never mind. Looks like we're going to get going for the restart. Hopefully this should be a lot better, and Turbo Sphinx will control the state of play, and away we go. But the restart, oh, there's chaos behind. It's Bedlam. It's sadly involving Chwy, who's lost a bit of piece of their car. I wonder what's happened there, but Turbo at the front is able to hold on. Meanwhile, further behind, Wolves picked up a 3-second time penalty. Jack's got away nice and cleanly. Syndical has. Good fighting with Ken Dog carried on. There's a yellow flag behind. Looks like Vickers and Wolves are being caught in an accident, sadly. But no changes up the front. Further down the order, we've got... Kenyon's lost their entire front wing. Okay, that's a bit of a bummer for them. But nobody else has been affected outside of Chwy front wing-wise. But this is exactly the start the leading to wanted, as Jack and Syndicate and Turbo lead this Italian Grand Prix with a good second margin over the fight for third place. So Kendog Caradog has just overtaken Syndical for that 3rd place spot. Then got Apex Cafes on the hunt trying to get past. It looks like a lead change, but it could be a tactical one from these two as Jack is just at the fastest lap. But Turbo wants to hold on. Jack is weaving, trying to get past. And I don't think this is some sort of driver-to-driver communication tool. So therefore, it looks like Turbo is going to fight for this. You know what, Kendog Caradog in 3rd with a great move going on between Syndical and Apex Capes. Are they going to hit Capex the Apex? Yes, all bit of touchy there. Naughty, lost a little bit of traction on the curb there. On the left-hand curb, but Apex is through into 4th place. But they need to get back quickly up to Kendog Caradog, otherwise they will fall out of the precious DRS, which around a track that's basically straight is vital to be competitive. We've got John Pye there as the leaders are switching at the front. I might not point it out so much, it's just because around Monza, slipstreaming and cars getting past each other is very common. They like trade for position, it's quite common. It looks like Syndical is trying to defend under this 5th, which is brilliant for Apex, brilliant for Capes, So we've got in the foreground Turbo Sphinx with the fastest lap of the race. As it looks like there's going to be another trade for the lead. Jack gets past. DRS is enabled this lap. They're actually going to fight this one out. Oh, getting close, but clean. Little bit of a traction overspin there from Turbo, and this is going to give Jack the opportunity they need, but these two got to be careful because the Caradog has caught up to the back of this battle, and if they're unlucky, they could bring the likes of Apex involved, but they're fighting really hard. I think a little bit of front wing has been lost there. I do mean a negligible amount, but I did see a little bit of a pow. Oh, Turbo run wide again. And Jack's going to make a brilliant daring move on the right-hand side of the road. And Turbo drops to 2nd without the benefit of the DRS. Is this going to give the Caradog the opportunity to get past the yellow flag as his teammate Pius is round, sadly. But no safety car called out. The number 37 is still holding on beautifully there. But Apex is going to try the Capes. They're going all the way to the left. The AlphaTauri giving the Red Bull a squeeze. The yellow flag behind. I think it's the Alfa Romeo, sadly, of MJW. It's contact. It's absolute Beyblade mayhem here. As it looks like the AlphaTauri got away alive, but the Red Bull had a little bit of overspin and went into the Mercedes of John Pye. So the race winner from the British Grand Prix last time out is going to have to make a premature pit stop for damage. I don't think it was malicious from what I saw, but holy cow, that is going to change the complexion of this race. There you are, my lovely boy has just said hello to you, my lovely doggy boy. Right, with that said, let's see what's going on here. We've got Jack in the lead still from Turbo Sphinx. This is the close battle. Iceman's got past West. Oh, West Boy's dropping a bit. Oh, I think they've just had a little bit of overspin there. I don't believe it was contact. It could have been two drivers getting a little bit too close, but West Boy seems to be okay. So they're able to continue, thankfully. But Jack is out in front. Further down the order, it looks like Pius has got past Elias. But that's it. So, in that case, we'll go back to the lead then. In that case. As we can see, Turbo is trying everything they can, but that little bit of traction. Oh, Jack ran wide a little bit there through Parabolica. One that's going to be a warning, but they do give the position to Turbo, who gets the DRS. What about the cars behind as Apex has jumped into 3rd place, previously off camera. Well, it's off camera, on my POV anyway. Ahead of the Caradog. Right, we've got Syndical in 5th place from the Iceman in this next kind of group. Oh, actually, it's not quite a group yet. It could be a little group of cars. If, and I do mean if, the Iceman can just get a little bit closer. He's only got to find about 600, so let's see what happens. Further the front, no change from the top 4 today. Further down behind, looks like Elias has pitted. It could have been to resolve that front wing issue. They're in mediums and have come out in 16th place. Let's see. Okay, right. Looks like we've got our little domain battle. I think we're going to be seeing the 25, the 88, the 3 and 37 are going to be the cars we're probably going to focus on the most, unless something happens. It looks like Jack is going to try and move on Turbo. Didn't work in Parabolica. Maybe they're going to try it down the main straight. Wouldn't surprise me. And they're just going to trade again for the lead of the Grand Prix. This is going to be an easy one. Yes, this is a smooth operation. And the Caradog is fighting. Apex is fighting. But the Caradog is through into third. And it's a simple trade of positions there. Syndical in fifth, holding up nicely on the gap. It's only by 1,000 of a second here. I think the Iceman's going to catch up. Andy Ring, brilliant job from the middle of the field to climb up into some very respectable 7th place. That's good points on offer for the Alpine there. Pius doing well in 8th place. Labrat and great job to climb up to 9th. Westboy in 10th with a spin. There's a spin in the back. It's MJW and Adrian. MJW in the game has been given the fault. And it looks like there's been a collision between the Williams and the Alfa Romeo. I'm sure that'll be investigated by the stewarding team. Massive shame there. We don't like contact, but it seems to be both cars are okay and unscathed. I've not got a good angle on Adrian to see. Let's see that front wing. No, it looks like Adrian's front wing is gone and MJW's is not. Again, there could be always underfloor damage. That is more impactful than a front wing. But it looks like Adrian's race has been a little bit compromised. Meanwhile, further up the field, the Iceman has jumped into 5th place as part of trading, and it looks like the front set of cars are just going to trade again. It looks like, yep, Jack's getting past Turbo again. But Apex is not going to get past the Caradog. Meanwhile, the Iceman has lost out. They didn't get past before. They got past, didn't have the DRS, but when they made the overtake, and as such, Syndical is in 5th place. But the more these two fight, and despite Iceman getting a great bit of traction, it's going to lose them precious time to the front 4, who are just pulling and pulling and pulling. Let's see here, they're going to fight this one out, these lads. We can see there's defensive all over the road from Syndical. They're going to go down the next corner here. The lock-up corner from Sebastian Vettel back in 2018. The Aston Martin reigns supreme for now. Coming through the next set of corners then, we've also got Andy Ring on the back of this, so let's see what they can do. Bear in mind those hards. I'm going to start coming into their own if they have not already, as the leaders are trading. There's nothing need to report there, but the Iceman is trying to get past. Not quite close enough. Oh, Syndical's picked up a 3-second time, but for track extensions there. That is going to give the race to Iceman in this little battle. Getting past Syndical will be even more important, and for Andy Ring potentially, if they feel like they've got the pace on the compound. Elias has got past the team, and there's a yellow flag behind. It looks like Vickers, I think. Vickers might have gone for a spinners. I think their car's okay. They seem to be competitive. Nothing to report on there. Leaders just trading positions. Actually, they didn't this time, weirdly. But all seem to get through the corners fine. Iceman in 5th in this little next group of cars. Got Pius kind of just quietly doing their own thing nicely in 8th. As Westboy makes a nice dive bomb there on Labrat Dan. And the Alfa Romeo is into the points in 9th place with Labrat Dan in 10th. It's Wolves had a bit of a torrid start to the race here. They're fighting at the front of the leaders. Let's have a look what's going on. And it looks like Jack is trying to fight on the right-hand side. Oh, a little bit of natural pushing there of the Sphinx to the gravel. But both drivers able to keep it on the road. Coming through the next DRS straight, it looks like Sphinx going to activate turbo mode and does get past. Meanwhile, the Red Bull and the AlphaTauri don't change. Ooh, was that a little bit of defensive cut be going on? I'm wondering. Maybe a little bit of a loss of line, but Jack has lost some time here. It shouldn't be too compromising, given how this race is basically reliant on being on the DRS. But we will see. Apex Capes is going to be trying to cap the P1 on the final lap of the Caradog. Dog is lurking in the background. Let's see what happens here. There's a bit of spice going on. They are losing time, approximately 2 seconds. In Jack's case, that last lap. Looks like the leaders are trading, but not third and fourth. We've got, Iceman has pulled a bit of a gap to Syndical. A bit of a gap. I hope there's no damage reasons as to why. It's Wolves has climbed past both Westboy and Laprat Dan. In fairness to them, the hard should be superior, especially 9 laps old, but it seems to be working. They've got the grip, and they're up into 9th place, and they have been able to pull away. There's a clear indicator that the mediums and the softs are struggling. Iceman has got a penalty. Oh, the corner! Oh, Apex Capes has gone round. The Red Bull has been involved in some contact. Now, Ken Dog seems to have also been involved with this. The front two are still keeping tabs, pace-wise. What's Ken Dog got? Have they got some kind of wing damage? No. But, unfortunately for Apex, they have been capped on the front wing. They're being clipped somehow. Not too sure how, at least on my POV. It might have been more obvious on the stream, on your feed, obviously. But they've lost no front wing damage. They've got no side pod. But that little collision has ruined their race. John Pied, are they okay? Yes, they are alright. Nobody else seems to be involved with that one. I'm sure the students will be investigating that. Pius has climbed up. Jack, is this tactical? Yes, it is. Going on to a pair of hard tyres, indicated by the white out to Mark Culling. We also got the Aston Martin in a Syndical, trying to go for the undercut. Oh, but Syndical lost their front wing. So there was some collision there between Syndical and Apex Capes. So we'll have to, I'm sure, let the drivers submit their clips on that one and see what happens. I genuinely didn't see, so I'm not going to comment on what I didn't see. But Turbo's in the lead with Ken Dog, Caradog 2 seconds behind. We've got Iceman in third with Andy Ring in fourth, who, to be fair, in terms of positions gained, holy cow, they've climbed up 12 spots. Incredibly impressive stuff. For those of you wanted to know about the penalty situation, Iceman's on 6 seconds, It's Wolves is on 16, Syndical's on 3, Eban's on 3, Adrian is on 5. Everyone else has got no penalties so far, thankfully. Right, is Turbo going to come in this lap, or have they got the pace to try? Bear in mind they've not got Slipstream. He's coming in. Is the Caradog's also coming in? So let's see what's going to happen here. They're coming in. The leader we want is Jack 123. McLaren is going to stop along with the Alpha Tauri. Iceman takes the overall lead of the race. There's a bit of a yellow flag going on in the pit lane area, but it seems to be okay. But it looks like as the cars are coming out the pit lane, the undercut has worked. Grand Prix, have they managed to gap Turbo by a second though? Yes, if they could put the pedal to the metal, they could have cleared them by a second. Bear in mind those hards do take a lap to get up to temperature. This is the push lap. As it looks like our cameraman has lost a bit of connection there, so I'm going to have to describe this audibly to you. Just going to have to bear with my imagination. Apex, who is in 5th at the moment, but given the pit stop times, they are going to jump who they were fighting, Apex Capes. But Andy Ring is getting past Iceman there. Iceman obviously wanting to hold back, maybe knowing the fact that the mediums just started to kind of go off a little bit, which is understandable, let's be honest. At 13 laps, it's just coming up to middle-life age for those yellow compound tyres. As our lovely cameraman Dave Raptors has joined in, let's give a big roar for them. We've got Pius in third on the train. It's Wolves has cleared the crucial second. And interestingly, Apex Capes has got past Jack, actually, I should say. But Jack's going to try and make a move. Whoa, Apex giving a bit of a cheeky squeeze there. But that didn't stop Jack. He didn't get scared. The number 88 is through into 5th place. And all Apex got a little lost, must have touched some grass. And while that's good in real life to do, it's not really good in the game. And that's costed him a good 3 positions. The gap to Turbo which is the net race lead is about 2 seconds. But annoyingly for Turbo, he has to now deal with the Cara Dog, the Ken Dog themselves, who the number 37 has shown absolute rapid pace. There's a yellow flag though, looks like a Red Bull of Apex was involved in something. Maybe that little Spinala or something, I'm not too sure. But we'll see. But no safety cars or anything, so nothing major to report. Andy Ring still in the lead of this race. Great job from the Alpine. We've got, though, the gap is still about 2 seconds. Let's see at the front. Is there going to be a change for the leader? Anybody in a box? Yes. Andy Ring, interesting call, decides to come off the hards at 14 laps. They probably could have done a few more, maybe. I'm not too sure. The game thinks they could have done about 4 more. Let's see, going on to a pair of mediums. Okay, bold strategy. But let's see if they can handle the tire. Oh, actually, there's a Haas that run wide. Oh, no, it was Apex. Apex is struggling here. Big time struggling. I think they're going to retire it in the pits. And their day has gone from bad to worse. And it's just been a day to forget for the Red Bull operation. Meanwhile, at front, we've got Iceman in the lead of the Grand Prix overall. With Pius in second, about 2 seconds off. It's Wolves climbing in third place. But those three need to stop. So it's Jack in the lead with the Ken Dog, Cara Dog up into a net P2 and closing in on Jack. The pace is real. Turbo is in a net P3. John Pide. Have they made a pit stop? Do they need to stop again? I think, yes, they have stopped, so they'll need to make another stop. But it'll be Elias up to a net P4 with, well, actually, it might be Andy Ring because they've just pitted for a fresh pair of medium tyres. But let's see the front runners. Is the Iceman going to pit? Surely they're going to pit soon. Yes, they decide to dive in. Is Pius going to pit? Yes, they are. We get a very good turnaround from Pius. Elias got 3-second time penalty for track extensions, and Wolves takes the overall lead with his teammate in provisional P2 up to real P2. But the AlphaTauri of the Cara Dog is fighting through all around and is up into P2 and takes the net lead. The Italian Grand Prix looks like the Alfa Romeo is struggling out of MJW. I'm too sure. It's Iceman jumping onto a pair of stops, Pius onto a pair of stops, John Pide, Pius and John Pide on a pair of mediums, John Pide on a pair of mediums. As the Cara Dog has set a purple sector 2. Showing their true pace, and they've cleared Jack. Crucially, they have cleared Jack out of that 1 second. The detection zone is now. It was just a little bit before. Has the Ferrari got the DRS? No. Despite pushing, they don't have the DRS. Ken Dog, the Cara Dog, provided there's no safety cars or whoopsies, could be on course for a brilliant win. Meanwhile, further behind in the fight for what is now a net P2, there's a yellow flag ahead. It's the Aston Martin of Eban, who's just picked up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Turbo's going to try and make a move. Very smart from Jack. He's letting him through to get the DRS. I love this tactical driving. Wolves is finally in. They've done a great stint on those hards, but now we can see their teammate coming through to take the real P2 of the race. Looks like they're going to the pair of mediums they used in the safety car period. So Jack is in P2. Ken Dog, Cara Dog managed to climb their way through the chaos. Is in P1. Commiserations, Apex. I bet that must be heartbreaking with just your wheel and pedals just deciding to go on strike it. Must be painful. I hope they had a long life. I hope they have served you well. And I hope you've got the funds to buy yourself a new set of equipment. We've got Ken Dog in the lead, though, of this Italian Grand Prix. The number 37 is flying at the moment, and on a lap's fresher tyres than Jack. Of course, a safety car could happen, so let's just bear that in mind. This is the Italian Grand Prix. Let's keep it PG, Apex. Fudge is a very nice chocolate. You may want to use instead. We don't want to have Any naughty, naughty words? I know it's only tier 3, the sponsors are paying us, and there may be some kiddies watching. If you could do that, please, that'd be really lovely of you. Right. Meanwhile, as the Caradog is stretching away, we've got a great fight going on as Turbo locks up a little bit there, but manages to keep the car nice and tidy and is into second place. This fighting is building up the gap which the Caradog needs to secure their position. They could probably back off using overtake mode at the moment, but if this works for them, I'm not going to judge their strategy as they're still fighting here. Jack on the left-hand lane. Oh! Lost the front wing there. Drivers navigate it through cleanly. The second chicane, and it's the Ferrari in front. Coming down to the second DRS straight now. And the third straight overall on the course. We're on lap number 19 for those who just joined us for the Italian Grand Prix Tier 3 of CRF Racing. Honestly, Apex, I didn't fully see. I hope the stream picked it up. But I didn't see what happened fully, so just submit your clips and I'm sure the stewarding team will take care of it, amigo. As we've got Turbo using all the boost mode, but Jack's going to get them back with the DRS further behind. Andy Ring has been on a drive of their life so far, has managed to navigate up to 4th place. Brilliant stuff from the Alpine, by the way. Great job as the second and third switch once more. But great stuff, and it looks like they are under threat though from the Iceman, who is on the freshest softs. The Alpine knows that those softs are not going to fight with the mediums, they're still a little bit more grippy. Wise move, let them carry on. Pias is also on a fresh pair of softs trying to close in, and Westboy is amazingly hanging on despite those mediums. He's got 2 laps older than Andy Rings. Wolves is in 8th, but they have got a load of penalties, so currently, purely in terms of the game speaking, this would drop them to about 12th. So Keenan would be 8th. No, Labrat down be 9th. There's a yellow flag. It's a Williams of Adrian. Unfortunately for the Williams, they seem to be okay. It's a little bit of maybe an oversteer moment, but they have managed to keep it on the road. Elias got a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. 5 seconds for corner cutting. Andy Ring's got a 3-second for track extensions. So let's look at the penalty wise then. Let's have a little look at penalties. So, currently, the order stands as, when you factor penalties together, Kendog is the current winner at the moment, Jack is in 2nd, Turbo in 3rd, Pias will be in 4th with all the penalties applied, Westboy in 5th, Andy Ring 6th, Iceman in 7th, then we've got Kenyon 8th, Labrat Dan 9th, 10th I think would be Syndical, and then me, and then 11th would be John Pide, 12th would be It's Wolves, then 13th Try, 14th Vickers, no actually Elias 15th, MJW 16th, Eben 17th, and Adrian down in 18th there, just in case for those who want to know. Right. Oh my goodness, he has. Do you know what? Good spotting, cameraman. You've got the eyes of a hawk, and that's why you're the cameraman, and I'm not. Because holy cow, while I was going over that, typical me, looks like Jack has lost a bit of front wing. He could have been in a better contact with Turbo, which doesn't surprise me considering how amazingly, aggressive the fighting is today. But are they going to have to box? They are losing a bit of time. They have let the McLaren through. So no, they are not pitting yet. Okay, that makes sense. They're going to be stuck behind other cars. But trying for a long way back overtake. And it works beautifully there. But this could play nicely for Iceman. Now, if they can gain approximately about 1.5 seconds per lap, while these two are fighting, bearing in mind Jack has lost a little bit of front wing. It's the front right end plate, so it's not a major component. You can soldier on depending on the circumstances, but I'm sure Jack will want a safety car to repair the damage. Turbo is in 3rd. these drivers fourth. Actually, Pias is in fifth on the road. Andy Ring in sixth, and Worst Boy in seventh. We've got. Let's see. Are these two going to switch again? Yes, they are. Nice and cleanly this time. Let's see here. So, not a whole lot at the moment. There could be a safety car in the final few laps. Just bear that in mind. This is the Italian Grand Prix. Great drive from Kendo, by the way, too. At least so far, from what I've seen, I'm not going to comment on what anyone else has seen, to be able to hang back and then use the pit stops wisely and then push at the right time after the round of pit stops to gain a margin of advantage, while these two carry on fighting with Jack impressively holding on here despite having a partially broken front wing. Oh, Iceman having a bit of a snap of oversteer. Oh, actually, Andy Ring does the same. There's a bit of overspin out of turn 2. Then we wheel spin. Oh, Syndical and John Pye having a bit of a ding dong. Oh, bit of touchy going on between those two, touchy-feely, but all cars have seemed to have made it okay out of that. Right, Pius picked up a 3-second time frame. That's a shame because that might bite him in the bum later. Might give Westboy the ultimate chance to climb up to 4th. As there's a yellow flag, well, I think it's just cars letting each other through. As Turbo jumps up into 2nd place. Anything else? No. Jack has picked up a 3-second time penalty. And while he's going to get past, this is interesting because Iceman's got 6 seconds. Oh, they've touched, properly touched. This could have happened for quite a while, and it finally has. Both drivers seem to be okay. But they have touched on the final corner, dropping Turbo on the road down. Eben has retired. Safety car! I said there could have been one, and I'm sure this is what some drivers are wanting. Well, Ken Nog is probably furious with having all their hard work undone. But this is going to be an interesting 3-lap dash on the softs. Remember the Abu Dhabi 2021 Grand Prix effect is in principle here. It is going to happen. Syndical on the softs and Labrat down on the softs. Don't even need to say what tyres everyone's going to go on. Unless if they make a strategic whoopsie on a banana peel, they're going in for the softs. Used, new, it kind of doesn't matter. To a certain extent anyway. So Airban has had a little spin and retired. So Ken Dog's going to be in the lead. But surely everyone's going to come in for softs. Surely. So Turbo's dropped a few positions. But, well, let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see. Starting off with a race leader at the moment. The AlphaTauri is coming in. Yeah. Wise move. Everyone's going to come in. Iceman is in an interesting situation because he's on softs, but they're not in the wall. I think he might be usable if he wants that track position, but no, he's going to pit. He's got a spare set. Very wise decision there. Pius is going to pit. Yeah, I think everyone's going to pit. I don't think... Oh, interestingly, Wolves has decided to hang out in there. And it's going to take the lead, I think. They've got to use all their power to get past Ken Dog, Caradog. And the Ferrari is through. So, the Scarlet Red car is leading the Italian Grand Prix for the final lap. It's not the one who's been in race winning contention so far, but if they can hold on, could be on for a win. But everyone behind them, with no exception, is on a brand new pair of softs. Everyone. I do really mean everyone. The people like Adrian, though, given how far behind the field at the moment they are, I think they're going to have time to pit and get round in front. I think MJ is going to pit as well. Yes, they are. What about for Try and Elias? Because they're on 3 laps. That's a bit more of a grey zone. No, they're going to stay out. So Vickers is already pitted, remember? So yeah, Try staying out. Elias? I don't know. I'd go for it. I'd pit because you got not much to lose. But let's see. They're going to stay out. Alright, fair enough. They're not that warm. 4 laps is fine. So, it's Wolves. The Wolves are in the lead, and it's the final lap. So, if you don't get round in time, you missed out on the opportunity of a lifetime. Gotta get round nice and quickly. The Ferrari is at the front. They've got to control the tempo of play. We've got 2 laps to go. An incredible shootout with everyone on the softs to some extent, bar the car in last and the car in first on 8-lap mediums. If Wolves can win this, they'll be howling all the way to the bank and back. Let's see, they're going to take their time because they probably want the back markers to catch up just to try and, make the racing a bit more, interesting for us. Let's see. Looks like Vickers has caught up to the back there. Schwei and Elias. Let's see how they're going to go now. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Wolves has howled and we're on way for the final laps of the Italian Grand Prix. Just 2 to go. The Ferrari is in the lead. Meanwhile, Ken Dog is trying desperately to get past. Looks like there's a back marker in the way, sadly. Schwei's going to have to let quite a few cars through, but they don't know how to. And Iceman is through. There's many spinners. No, there is a little bit touching going on. But for Turbo, and I think that was the Alpine of Andy Ring, sadly. Oh, and Elias and Schwei were in contact there. But at the front, Jack Wolves is holding on, sorry. Oh, managing to defend beautifully. Bit of touching going on, but Ken Dog is trying to be the winning dog, the top dog. They're pushing all the way through the course. It's got my dog up. It's so exciting action going on. Please follow us and subscribe because this is entertainment and a half. But Wolves is pushing all the way. The number 37 trying to make a move. The inside. There's no DRS. They're going to go through the corners. They're pushing each other. Oh, a bit of touchy touch. Oh, the Ferraris run wide. But I don't think it's anything too bad at the moment. Let's see what happens here. It's a dry circuit for now. The Caradog leads. Further behind, we've got the Iceman in 3rd place. Turbo Sphinx in 4th. We've got Jack in 5th. With Pius in 6th. We've got Westboy in 7th. Syndical in 8th. Andy Rang 9th. And John Pride 10th. Up the front, it's the Ken Dog in the lead at the moment, but Wolves can only defend. There's a yellow flag behind for an Alfa Romeo of, I believe, MJW. Sadly, all the way locked up. The Ferrari's locked up. Oh, that's going to give Turbo the opportunity to go round. Oh, Wolves' strategy has come undone from a little bit of contact with John Pyde, I believe. And that's an absolute massive, massive, massive shame. Although it has given their teammates some kind of leeway. Pius got a 3-second penalty for driving a little bit off the road there. Jack's got his penalty. He needs to put the pedal to the metal because he could lose a couple of positions here. Actually, quite a lot with the way the field has come down. Is Turbo going to try and make a little move? Not quite, I don't think. Westboy, incredibly, has climbed up to 4th. Fair play, pal. That's a stunning drive. John Pyde on the last lap gets past Syndical, no contact made. Great stuff to see. But through all the chaos that Monza typically provides, one driver has provided the W. Timed it well with the safety cars, timed it well with pit stops. Ken Dog, the Caradog, wins the Italian Grand Prix. Jack's 2nd on the road, but it'll be Turbo in the results for now. Westboy in 3rd. Jack retired though. Jack retired, I think a little bit too soon. Oh, yeah, he's dropping down the order. Like, substantially. Oh, I think he's retired just a little bit too soon there. I'm sure we can fix it up in the streams. Well, that was a race. And it looks like your driver of the day has been Andy Ring. I'll let you enjoy the podium celebration. Right, and after that, enthralling Grand Prix. I tell you, it's so exciting that my little dog, his tail is absolutely wagging. Right, first of all, let me just record down the results. At least as they stand in the game, I should say. You know, things can always change, and also all of the incidents that happened. Hold on, there we go, we are done. But it's Ken Dog, Caradog who wins from Turbo, Sphinx, then Westboy, John Pye, Labrat Dan, Andy Ring, Vickers, Kenyon, Pius, and Syndical make up the points. It's the Iceman, Schwai, MJW, Elias who make up the field, with Jack retiring, but they are going to be reinstated to about 5th place, it would be. And the rest should appear on screen. Yes, I could, because you just, it's one of those. It's fine, chat. I'm sure you get. Right, it was rough. I can only imagine, Kenyon, how tough that must have been. Well done for staying 20 laps on the hards. Dedication to the cause. Well, I've been Marlborough. Thank you so much for joining us. And next round, if I can write some graphics a second, we will get there in the end. Graphics a moment, everybody. Just stay with me for one tiny second before I tell you what race we've got. Join us next Monday for the American Grand Prix. Marlborough. I will see you very